Hello and welcome back to RailRoads Online. So today we are here going to be making that coal run, and then we will just see where we get, time permitting. We may turn around and try to extend out the railroad some today too. If we can get there fast enough, we'll just have to see how things go. Oops. Before we actually do that, let's take flight. And then we'll go ahead and grab some rail. We are going to try to turn around and just quick fill some. We're going to try to quick fill some coal here is what we're going to do. Line you up if you're going to behave. Alright, we'll stick that something like that. Should work. I don't know. We'll have to see. And then if that works, actually we should be able to just duplicate that, drag it over to this side, and drop it. Well, we want to get it pretty close actually. Yeah, we'll do like that. Hopefully that's close enough. We'll just have to see what we end up getting. Alright, then we're going to jump in here. Quick way to move coal. Shown this before, so not, a first out or anything, but if you're wondering. Alright, we are going to need to customize these. We want at least 2 more. Probably buy more than that actually. 3, 4, what do they hold? 10 apiece. Let's take at least 5. No, we already have 1, so let's just get 4. Number is going to start with 2. Name, pretty sure we just put Hopper on these. That is how that's going to go for $3,400. So that's going to drain a bit of our bank account. But that's what we've been building it up for, so see, for some reason not going to let us fly there after buying cars. Not the first time we've noticed that. Alright, there is car 2. So actually, if we take 2 and stick it there, run over here, grab 3, put it there, grab 4 and drop it here. Hopefully that works. Although we're actually going to need it on that side. Yeah, we'll have to see. We might have to hire that. So that one may not work just based on its height, but we'll give it a shot and see what we get. Not a big deal. Alright, let's go. See what we can do here. Let's go ahead and start this thing filling up some. Not working super great in the rock for speed, but doing the thing. Alright, let's make sure this is gonna work. Alright, timeout. Gotta make sure everything's actually gonna work here. There we go. Make sure that's going to there. Okay, so that is working. Cool. Before we actually start that refilling, let's just go ahead and make sure we're going to work everywhere before we get a catastrophic mess that just costs us the coal that we don't have. Alright, we get the arrow. Are we going to be good? We are going to be good. And then this, we should be able to start dropping into there. Grab that. Fling it over here. Whoa. Fling it over there. And then we'll get this going. Alright, so our coal stock's starting to build up. That's the tick. That's what we need. I don't think it pours faster. They'll already have the chute or anything. Kind of get this going. Much faster than driving all the way out to the coal mine, that's for sure. Especially considering we don't have to stock, and I suppose at a certain point we're gonna get paid for things here too. So that's gonna move. Oh, there you can see the time flying. Check that out. Cruising right along. And see, what will it do? Will it only fill it? Yeah, so it'll only fill it as full as it can. Alright, take that there, drop you. See if we can get the unload signal. There we go. Working. Let's actually take this over here before we overfill. And then we'll get that over. Get that over. There we go. Wasting a little bit of coal. Whatever. What it is, what it is. We're making a lot of it for free, so we're not going to turn around and worry about every little bit that we might drop. Alright. Now we got to start moving along here. It's probably going to be our downfall. Going down, not my strong suit. Already know that. Okay, let's just get that going right now. I'm gonna grab this. Cool. Take you there. Cool. Cool. Unload. We had you highlighted. Go. Go. And yeah, one way or another, we're probably flying up through the through XP and money here. That's for sure. Get that there. Not that we're getting paid between the transfers, but I'm sure we're getting paid. Let's see. When we drop here, I would assume. Yeah, so we're getting paid there. Whoa. So every time we refill, we're getting paid. I guess it's not going crazy XP wise. Like, this is not going to skyrocket you through the roof or anything, I guess. But it's definitely going to get us enough coal to move along and to not run out. That's for sure. Alright, I think somewhere in here we can probably start filling cars now and just throw them into the train. Of course, we have the train on the wrong track for actually filling. But we gotta bring this back over there. Definitely saving time. Well, and this is gonna move us into tier 5. Not that tier 5 is gonna do much for us. But then we'll get paid for this coal and get XP for it when we drop it too. So there's that. Alright, we can stick you up. You're gonna be 5, so you're gonna be like at the back of the train. That's probably way too far back, but yeah, that one's loaded up. We're not gonna fill the whole tower or anything today. We're just gonna make sure that we don't run out when we get the train full. That's our only goal here. Alright, there's that. How much do we have? 27. We need 10 more. Not looking to turn around. I don't even know which car we have. 3, so that'll sit somewhere in there. 1, 2, 3. Where's our 4 car? There it is. I don't know actually if we got enough. We got 10, we got 20. We might not have quite enough. Kicker is we don't want to run out of coal in the tower. If we run out of coal in the tower, then we actually have to go all the way out to the mine, and that would defeat the purpose. I think one more. Totally lost count. Go for that. That looks good. Happy with that. Cool. Grab you. Oh, that's why. Because we didn't unload that one. 2, 3. If we drop 4 in there. If we unload this one. And then we grab this one. We'll drop it there quick. 24. Now we're still gonna have to swing. Wow. We're gonna have to swing over one more car. We're off. Alright, let's get rocking. There we go. Oh wait, still got 26 in there. We just emptied that. That's kind of crazy that we have 26 in there, but whatever, that leaves us enough, so we'll call it good. And we just gotta get this one. Boom. Yep, we're doing fine. Take this out, we'll still have 16 in there. Which affords us to drop a few. Oh, oops. Which you just did. There you go, perfect case in point. But we have enough. Oh no, no, it's not gonna drop in there, is it? Oh, it was green just for a second. It's not gonna drop. Easy way to deal with this. No, get rid of that. That's bothering me. Let's land. Jump up into our little loco here. Just pull that off of there. Then we can jump out quick. Here we go into our short night. Not a long night, so we're not going to worry about it too much. Alright, good there. Now, back to flight. Get our lantern out so we can actually see a thing. Turn off some brakes here. All the brakes are towards the back. There we go. Alright, good to go, good to go. Land, our loco is still moving. Or appeared to be moving. No light on the back of this loco, so not going to be a lot of help there. brakes are off on everything. Let's get that light on. What's the problem? Yeah, why is he chugging so hard? This brake's not on. Oh, there's no coal in the loco either. So stop doing that. Get some fire. One scoop's probably enough, more than enough actually, but we almost need a caboose on the back of this thing. Just in the dark so we can see where it is. Alright, everything's hooked up. We are looking for some steam though. We don't have junk. We've got no good steam. But what we do have is a load of coal for a change. So that's going to work. Where did that end up putting us? Just short of tier 5. So still short of tier 5. This should pay off though. This should double pretty much what we got out so far anyway. Just kind of creep along. Now we have all the data on here. Creeping along on 5 mile. Why? What? What did it just do? Hold up. What did it just do? Okay, let's get rid of that. There's a switch there. The switch is in the right direction though. What is that? The train don't want to go over that switch? Hold up. What's the deal with that? Okay, let's do this. Wait a minute. What? Oh, this is one of those like where it decided to relay what we deleted. That's what this is. Right, because of how you exit out of the screen. I got you. I got you. That's what that was. Okay, cool. Well, this should solve the problem without having to go too crazy, which is fine because we're still heating up the loco. Alright, now we're good to go. Let's see if we can get this thing out of here. I bet you just respawned that track, which is why it wouldn't let us into it. Yep. Yep. So depending on how you delete and how you save and how you all the rest of it, right? So how much of the rest of the yard area is going to be like that? Probably every switch that we laid in there. We'll just have to see. That has been an issue. So yeah, no solution in that one other than, well, relay it. There you go. We got it though. We're up and running. Hopefully all the coal's back there. It's a little dark. Didn't hit anything hard, so we didn't derail, or at least all popped right back on the rail. No big deal there. But we are not going to waste the time. We are going to get back on the track and get moving. That's the plan. Sun's coming up now. Again, short night cycle. I think it's running, I want to say it's like 5 minutes, so really, again, that done just for video purposes. I think it's easier to get through the night. Leaves it there so it's still there. Sun-up cycles are nice. Sit-up, sundowns. Move it along. That's funny, that track respawn. Yeah, would have had to. Who knows? Not a big deal anyway, just something to be aware of, cautious of when you're in new tracks. Where you've deleted stuff, take your test runs chill, you know? That's always been my advice. Or don't mind picking stuff up, one of the two. Alright. That's a cab slapper there. That one's got to go. We'll get that on the next run or something when we're not in the dark. Have to drop it. We know we need to drop on this side. Everything else looks good coming around the horn there. Must be a little bit of a grade here. You can hear the engine working there. Sound kind of the easy way to tell what's your speed, or if you have more power for more speed. At least that's how I usually judge it. Can't always just run at breakneck speed. And well, 5 hoppers with the coal in it, not super heavy, probably heavy enough for this loco. Do have to remember this loco, not a super big powerhouse or anything like that, though. Doing a great job. Great mid-range early locomotive that you can get your hands on. Worth the investment for sure. Once we get this out of here, or get this in here, we'll be able to get out of here a lot. This will really open up the game as far as getting everything in, or money, let's be honest, at the end of the day. Alright, let's see if we can start getting these unloaded here. Yeah, that's working there, so we can start dropping all the way back there. So we shouldn't have too much of a problem here. Get that going. Oh, you can see our raw iron going down already. Yeah, so the raw iron is going to be the one that we are out of. Whoa! First and foremost. And we can't get a lot of that out at a time because we just don't have a big enough locomotive. Though now we should be actually able to start doing something here, or at least buying a new loco pretty soon, I would think. Let's jump out of there. We'll check what we got out at the end of the day. So we did go into tier 5, and we are just about back where we started from buying the hopper cars. So that's not too bad by the time you get it all over. Paying the bills there. Alright, the locomotive, either way, we're going to need this back. Back the other direction. We obviously are going to need more coal, but we're going to need more iron before we can do anything with the coal out here. We can always move it over to stockpile and to make some money, but we aren't going to do much actually with it. We can get rid of our light, come up here, get rid of that light. Gonna let me in the door. It's all phasing through. There we go. We'll run this on. We should be able to run back at breakneck speed now that we're in the daylight. Not that that would be better. Nice thing is this baby handles like it's on rails. Doesn't like train humor. Oh, I wonder if there's any chance I'm trying to cut this tree down. Where is it? Nice. We got it. Sounds like I hit the brake too, though. Alright, let's get rid of that. Yep, sure did. We got rid of the cab slapper, though, so that's a winner. Get that bag up, that bag up. No point in dawdling. Definitely could use a couple more chainsaws along this train to clear out some of the debris, if you will. That smoke really adds to the game. That's one of the huge benchmarks in the game, or it was, you know, the chuffs and puffs. Hard to remember the game before the smoke. Cruising in, we are going to be on the alternate. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like how the building looks there coming in, actually. Gives us a little bit of a hint that we're coming into town before we just blast depot. I like that. It's kind of cool so far. Development's coming along. Decent enough. And let's see what we get down here. Wait a minute. Nope. We don't want to do it that way. That. Flip that. There we go. We do want to bring it over on that line. If we were just turning around, it wouldn't matter. If we want to line up for another coal run, it is going to matter. Plus, this still being our only loco that's actually got guts. I mean, our other locos were down to the porters, which, don't get me wrong, we probably could run this train here with a porter. Everything's flat. So, porter probably coming in more to use actually on this run than it would for like raw iron. Raw iron, we're definitely going to need the class 47. It's the only workhorse we have right now. It's not coming out too bad. I like how there's a little rail off in the distance, little glimpses of other stuff out there, but not all glued on top of each other. So this is coming out decent so far, I have to say. I like it for something different. Let me turn back into the yard. That's not bad. Probably put some bump stops or something on here. We could make this definitely look better than it does. You know what? I think actually we will probably kick these onto that rail over there. That way we don't have to deal with any of that. Get those out of the way. We will definitely have to run something else. In fact, I guess we don't really, even when it comes to like extending the railroad out right now, might be more beneficial to fill in a few things. Well, it kind of depends, like, how much stuff do we actually produce. But I don't think we produce very much, and we obviously need a bunch of steel pipe coming up. So I think that will kind of be the plan. Now that we have the coal under wraps and we can actually fuel our locos and all of that. Alright, park that one there. Did we put the brakes on? Yeah, we got enough brakes on. It's that hump up onto there that actually keeps it going. But that's going to be coal. What? We'll take a look, I guess, at the map. real quick here. See what we got out of the, what did we get? 32. Yeah, we're full of tools, but we are definitely not, we don't have a ton of everything else. So, right, coal, bring that. How's this gonna work? You gotta go up, you gotta grab these. You just need the short stack actually for raw iron, so we can get that probably set up yet here. Whoa, jump in there, get that. Oh no, don't take, yeah, whew, not taking off. We actually need to disconnect this. Hey, hey. Okay, and if anything, we graded that down going back that way, so if anything, it's going to pull down to the bump stop. It should come rolling out. So we won't worry about the brakes. So make it easier to hook up to next time. Yep, working just fine. Cool. Rocket ship out of here. Everything working as intended, which is always a positive. A little bit of track issue back there when we deleted, but we got all that taken care of. No catastrophes. We really could have made this lead much shorter, but I actually kind of like it. Where you gotta come out. Keeps them separated. Alright, we'll flip that quick. Hopefully switches are all good. Not that that one would matter. There, we're good. We will pick that up. Good. A little bit of backward steam. Get some of that coal dust in the cab. Probably not. Wouldn't be that dusty actually. We already blew it off in the other direction. Water good while we're coming under the tower. Always a good time to check. Then we'll run this up and get it set around for more problems. Alright, so was that a brake on or was that just the hookup stop? We got a brake on. Go back and check these real quick. No point in getting stuck because of that. Nope. Go here. We actually want to go that way, because it doesn't matter as long as we don't go down the middle. Probably don't need to go flying here. I mean, we haven't actually tested any of this rail yet. And we have no idea with deleting some of the stuff. So let's not go crazy. Yeah, this was a 50-degree or a 50-meter radius, however you want to look at that, bend, so should be fine here, no real problems. Nice and spacious. Cool though, we still got enough trees in there. It's not like the house is buried next to the track like that, so you don't even really see it. Smooth enough transition there, gonna let us run around quick enough. I'm digging that. The 2 trees out front that we get to keep, so that is Stan. That was a winner. Alright. That is not too bad. Everything working out okay. Yeah, I think we'll probably just ease this one up there for today. Move some coal along. That whole process went decent. Now we have that set up. So we bought the cars, the extra rolling stock to set that up so it makes the coal runs nice and easy. Now we don't have to go way out on the track, obviously moving things along crazy. You could take that nuts, and you could just deliver to the depot right there if you felt like it, and make a bunch of money back and forth, infinite money, XP, if that's what you chose to do. It would definitely be an easy way to get some things done. Then we have now the tools are kicking out, so we are going to need some more raw iron up there, and then that would bring us out to the oil field next, because we will have everything we need to get out to the oil field. But I think we'll go for that on the next one. Call it a win. Say thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you get a chance, like, share, subscribe. Subscriptions are free, but they sure do help the channel. Y'all have a great day.